Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So as you know, we've been focusing on some of the human body styles from the vast Hanna Barbera library. Starting with some of the more realistic body types with a gang from Scooby-Doo, then some more exaggerated body types in the form of Hanna Barbera icons Fred Flintstone and George Jetson and their wives Wilma Flintstone and Jane Jetson. Today we're going to go full-blown, crazy, very exaggerated, stylized, and simplified body types, courtesy of Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles, the Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls was actually the last cartoon series ever produced under the Hanna Barbera banner in 1998. Now don't let the simplified style of animation fool you. Our crime-fighting superheroes may not have challenging hands to draw, but that simple style presents many challenges of its own. The main one being there is no extraneous details to hide the fact if you don't draw the shapes right. In that respect, the Powerpuff Girls remind me of characters like Stewie Griffin, Charlie Brown, and Arnold from Hey Arnold. Get the shape of that head or the exact position of those eyes wrong, and it just doesn't look like that character. Anyways, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. All right, let's draw Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles, the Powerpuff Girls. We're going to draw our Powerpuff Girls step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In the poses we will be drawing, Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles are all under 2 heads tall. In other words, however tall their heads are, their entire body is going to be less than 2 of those tall. Speaking of those heads, they're basically perfect, simple ovals. Their eyes, ovals or circles. Here's a little tip to draw them better. Don't try to draw them using just your fingers or hand. You want to get that whole arm moving a little bit. Loosen up and please start light. Nothing will ruin an oval you're trying to draw faster than pressing too hard. Practice before you start. Okay? So let's start with that roadmap for the Powerpuff Girls. So there's a roadmap for the Powerpuff Girls. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me know how to position the Powerpuff Girls' eyes, pupils, highlights in those eyes, as well as some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for the Powerpuff Girls. Okay, so they're the roughed out features of the Powerpuff Girls. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. As I often say, I want you to be present, and what I mean by that is you don't want to just mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. As you're drawing that final line, you want to be thinking about how you might improve it. Stay vigilant until the very end, okay? So let's draw in the details for the Powerpuff Girls. And that's how you do it. There you have it, the stars of Hanna Barbera's last television series, Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles, the Powerpuff Girls. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn the Powerpuff Girls before, you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. And as I pointed out at the beginning, their rather simple style actually makes them extremely tricky to draw. You notice I don't spend time coloring our characters during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing the Powerpuff Girls. And with that, you can draw them again and again, and by all means color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your drawings of Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.